Hey everybody, it's Reckless, and welcome to Breaking the Fourth Wall. So I have been asked to make a video by many people on how to prepare for the Rise of Iron. Now, at first I didn't want to do it just because a lot of people are already doing what they need to in order to prepare. So I figured, you know what, let me make it anyways. That way those people who don't know what to do can actually go ahead and do it. Now, the first thing you guys actually want to do is get all your characters to 335 light. Now, as you can see, I have a Warlock, Titan, and Hunter all at 335. The way I actually went about doing this is day one of taking King, I had a whole bunch of exotics that I saved prior to the taking King, and I decoded them to make my Warlock a 335 within like 10 minutes. So that was the first way of how to actually go about with the Warlock. Now, when you do that, you want to decode, put the highest gear, or whether it be armor or weapon, on your character, and then keep decoding them until you keep getting a higher light on those items, whether it be weapons or armor. Second way I actually went about doing this is I did the King's Fall on hard mode, and only hard mode, for all my characters. I took the highest level gear from each run and I put it on one character. And by doing that, I was able to get my other two characters in 335, I want to say about in a week and a half. And also, not only the King's Fall, after I finished the King's Fall, I went to do the level 42 Prison of Elders as well. Now, the next thing that you guys can actually do is complete your weekly Nightfalls, Strikes, Story Mission, and your Crucibles. Once you do that, you will get a lot more legendary marks, and we can go from there. So the next thing is going to legendary marks. You want to max out on your legendary marks. However, you do not have to do this up until a week or a week and a half of the Rise of Iron actually being released. Reason being is because if you max it out now, like I have, then you won't be able to get any more legendary marks. So what you can do is max out on your legendary marks up until a week and a half, buy things from the vendors that you think you would need, and then start saving them up again. Next is in your inventory. So stock up on armor materials, weapon parts, strange coins, motes of light, and also 3 of coins. Now, we're going to be getting a whole bunch of new gear in the Rise of Iron, as well as armor, weapons, and whatever else they want to give us. If you max out on armor materials and weapon parts, now you'll have more than enough to upgrade whatever armor, gear, or weapons you would like without any issues. Now, I'm not entirely sure if these pieces of armor or gear alone is going to need motes of light, but it wouldn't hurt to have them. As for strange coins, we're not sure if Zer's going to come and have a brand new exotic for you to get. So having strange coins before he gets there would be, one of the best things to do, instead of waiting a week, not having the strange coins that you need or want, and be like, well, I guess I'm going to have to wait for the next time it comes around. And as for the 3 of coins, it's pretty much exotic farming fodder. Now, the next thing you guys want to do is make room inside your vaults. Now, if you guys are anything like me, you collect a whole bunch of stuff, but you can see a whole bunch of stuff in your vaults that you don't need. So getting rid of stuff in your vaults will actually help you make room in your vault, give you armor materials, give you weapons parts, and if it's an exotic, also give you an exotic shard. Now, you also want to hold on to your Vanguard, Crucible, and faction packages, as well as your legendary and exotic packages. Reason being is because once the Rise of Iron is released, all those packages will be transferred over to the Rise of Iron, and you have possibility of getting that new gear that drops. So since exotics and legendaries no longer have an insignia for which expansion they actually belong to, that makes it an easier and greater chance to actually get those armor and weapons as well. So the next thing is bounties. Now, when it comes to bounties, the last week before Rise of Iron, stock up on bounties. But don't turn them in after you complete them. Turn them in once the Rise of Iron is actually released. Reason being is because once you turn them in after Rise of Iron, your light level will go up, and anything you have that is completed will be credit towards the Rise of Iron. So that's pretty much everything you need to do for the Rise of Iron in order to prepare. However, I did mention there are several different things that you can do when it comes to waiting for the Rise of Iron if you have already done everything I've already mentioned. And the first thing is go exotic hunting. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of exotic engrams, and this isn't even like some of them. You know, I still have a lot more. And I actually put a video up on exotic farming, so I will link that in the description below. That way you guys can continue doing that. Now, another thing is, not a lot of people care or would want to, but you can also max out your Grimoire score. Now, mine is clearly not maxed out, and I'm actually working on it. So it gives you something to do. That way you won't be bored. Another thing you guys can do is, if you haven't already, you can max out another subclass. Each class has 3 subclasses. Therefore, if there's a class that you haven't played on and you want to, by all means, you can. And obviously max it out. And if you max out that 3rd subclass, that new one, it'll also fill out a portion of your moments of triumph for year 2. Now, it has been said that the SRL will be returning, so go see Amanda Holiday. And once you do that, go ahead, grab an SRL record book. And if you still can, grab momentum gear. That is the gloves, boots, defensive chest plate, and your helmet, which is the momentum guard.
Thank you, Guardian.
If you haven't already done so, go ahead and make your way to rank 25 in your faction. That way you can get a faction quest that will, in the end, give you a faction class item. I have already done this for my Warlock, and I have all 3. I have the Light Beyond for Dead Orbit, the Age to Come for a New Monarchy, and Circle of War from Future War Code. So I have rank 25 at least with all 3 of them in order to get that quest, in order to get these. Now for your Titan and Hunter, they will be different, obviously, because only Warlocks get bonds, Hunters get cloaks, and the Titans get that little skirt. Yeah, I said it, skirt. Also, while you are here at your faction, make sure you grab any weapon that you seem or you deem necessary, as well as gear, because these may not be in Rise of Iron. They may upgrade to something different, and you may not be able to get them later on. Don't be the one who's going for the hung jury from the Tanky King when you really wanted the one from year 1. And the last thing I actually want to mention is get rank 5 with the Gunsmith. Reason being is, once you hit rank 5 with the Gunsmith, he will give you an exotic quest that will give you an exotic specifically for that class. So Warlocks, Titans, and Hunters have an exotic each that goes specifically to each of those classes, and the other classes cannot use them. So it's definitely a good thing to go ahead and get if you are a collector. So that's only a few things that you guys can actually do in Destiny. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more. And if you guys do know of anything else to do, by all means, leave it in the comments and share with everybody else in the community. So this brings us to the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about the video in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Reckless. And remember, own your success. And I will see you guys later.